Oh my, so many new things are happening today. I have no idea if everything is going to end up working the way I hope it's going to end up working. But it looks like we've got. Okay, so it looks like Curtis is waiting. Shakalak says, Honu. Curtis says, aloha. Shak says, how's it? Aloha, everybody. I got the notification early. I'm here just waiting. Oh my, I hope that everybody can hear me. So I've got Carl in Arkansas, E.T. Guerrero, E-Music, present and can hear me. Fantastic. It's been a few days, so I kind of forgot how to set that alarm. So sad. I should have practiced that, but I was busy trying to practice a couple other things. You might have noticed that there's maybe, in theory, background music. Hey, Kenny Casey. Hey, Carl. I think I already said hi to you, Carl in Arkansas. So, in theory, I think I know how to figure out. Okay. So, in theory, you guys should be hearing background music and my audio, like my talking and stuff. I think I figured it out. Okay, Shock says she can hear the background music. And Poppy Shaney says, hello, Mad Statter and Gangy. Oh, Poppy Shaney, I'm so glad that you're here because obviously I love to see that you're here, but more importantly, you being here means you're not up there, which means you're not needed, which, frankly, I know it's nice to be needed, Poppy Shaney, but I think we can all agree sometimes it's better not to be needed, and now is one of those times. For everyone who doesn't know, Poppy Shaney is a pilot, and he helps in the firefights that are happening right now in California. So when he is on the ground, that's generally a good sign. Unless, of course, he's off duty, but I think he was on duty today. So if he's on the ground and on duty, we're good to go. Shock, is that the Hamajang Gang song? No, this is only Lono instrumentals. And yeah, it is probably faint. I didn't want to override my mic, and unfortunately the only set of headphones that I've got wasn't allowing me to hear the mix. So literally, like, I kind of did a couple test runs and sort of vaguely figured out what the volume levels should be based on the replay, because I'm doing a bunch of new things here and I still don't know what I'm doing. For instance, I figured out how to get the music to come through the stream, but I can't hear it because if I have my speakers on, then my mic picks it up and we get feedback. And and Andy's probably like, I already told you how to do this. I know, Andy, but see, when I plug my headphones into the back of the mic, I still can't hear any of the music, even though I did the things like you told me to do the things. So I still have settings to learn and things like that. But I figured I'd at least try and fail to get you guys some music in the background. If it's too loud, for sure, let me know. If it's too quiet, well, I can adjust that too, I guess. Yeah, there you go. So, okay, yeah, Poppy, I would rather you be here any day as well, without a doubt. Let's see, Andre, you hear music, good. Hey, Michael Anthony Smith, so good to see you. Let's see here. So, Shock, no worries, next time you'd bump it up, but right now it's okay. Cool, yeah, I'm literally like flying blind, or rather I'm flying deaf, I guess, because I'm watching the monitors and stuff, and boy, am I going into the red on accident. Sorry about that, you guys. Yeah, so I'm going by visual cues, and I have no idea as to the current mix that's coming through the stream. So there you go. Andre, when you think you know what you're doing is usually when you're just heading for a fall. Isn't that the truth? As Shock even says. Yeah, well, I guess I'm completely safe for risking that, because we have all established that I don't know what I'm doing. And I haven't known what I'm doing for close to a month now. I think next stream will be our month-long anniversary for hopping on this runaway train and seeing where it takes us. So I'm so happy that you guys have joined me for almost a month-long journey now. And I've figured out so many important things, like how to schedule a stream and sort of how to give you guys music. I'm on the verge of figuring out how to do picture-in-picture, but I didn't try to do that too much today because I was working on the audio issue, which I still didn't figure out yet, but baby steps. Oh, and it makes it so much easier to take all these baby steps in front of all these people, because all of these people, like you guys in the Chatterbox, are so supportive. You're doing a great job, Mad Statter, with your chat and the tech stuff. The chat comes easily, as I'm sure you guys know, but the tech stuff, that's the challenge right now. And I have to tell you, it's been a long time since I've had to learn anything new, and it's even been longer since I've had to learn something really feeling blindly, because I really have the more I'm learning about what I need to do, the more I'm realizing, wow, I really don't have the foundation for this. There's so many levels of stuff that just, no, I don't have that in my repertoire. So we're going to be learning all sorts of new things in the coming months. And as I learn stuff, believe me, I'll be telling you guys all about it. I'll be bragging whenever I learn stuff. So, Michael Anthony Smith, I'm so glad that you think the mix is fine. You being a musician type, that's good. That's good. Yeah, Andre, I'm flying by instruments. Watch my altitude and my attitude, more likely, and I'll be fine. Let's see here. Me not knowing what I'm doing is the best part of the journey. Well, that's pretty much all my content these days, is just watch me not know what I'm doing. Speaking of which, the dishwasher still, is going to be happening. And I even have some plans, because I think by the time I'll have all the parts and things, I'll have figured out how to at least show pictures of stuff. So once I figure out how to show pictures of things, I'm going to do a whole roller derby thing, so I want the visuals to go with the thing. And then I'm also hopefully going to be able to document the horrors within my dishwasher, so you'll get to see all the whole kerfuffle. Next week, though, the point of that is next week I will have the money to pay for the replacement part. I have no idea when the replacement part will get here, but I figure by the time it gets here, and by the time I'm motivated enough and have time to actually do the project, by then I'll have enough study time to be able to most likely know how to show pictures and things. And so you guys will get to join me on the journey of dishwasher repair. Oh gosh, Chuck. Well, you're welcome. I'm so glad that you enjoy my streams, and I thank you for coming by. This is a mutual endeavor, so if there's nobody to chat to, you're just maybe someone who might you're just somebody who might need a friend, or maybe needs to be locked up, or both. Yeah. Chuck, you're in the Statterbox. Oh, now see, that's I've been calling it the Chatterbox, but the Statterbox makes a lot more sense, actually. I might have to steal that. See, and this is where we're all mutual aiding this together. We've got Rick, who came up with Chatter with Statter, and then we've got the Statterbox. See, what would I do without you guys? Nothing. Whoa. ASNRPY? I don't know what that means, Shakalak. So you got some splaining to do. Oh, what was he talking about? Stalling. All right, so. Oh, Poppy Shaney, that's funny. Here we are in the Stattersphere. I like that one too. See, you guys have a much sharper, wittier brain than I do in regards to thinking up things about me and my name. Deb, good to see you. I'm so glad that you think this is going great. Like I said earlier, I stepped into some unknown realms knowingly that I was stepping into unknown realms unknowingly. Well, that doesn't make any sense. But my point is, I knew I was doing something different today, and that is getting the music out to you. And due to technological failures that will be solved, I'm getting headphones. Headphones are on the agenda, and they're on the way. Actually, headphones are on the way. Anyway, Deb, my mix for my microphone with the music, everything's all new and today, so we took one more step into a real live show with things and stuff like background music. And so, yeah, one baby step forward. Who knows how many baby steps back this will be tomorrow, but that's where we're at right now. So let's see here. Michael Anthony Smith, you wish I didn't know what I was doing with my confidence. Well, okay, first off, there's the, showing face, because let me tell you, I've had some off-camera breakdowns over this asinine stupidity of this whole trek that we are on, and I seem to be the conductor, leading you all down a very, very questionable path. But as long as you act like you know where you're going, right? Jeez Louise. Yeah. Let's see here. eMusic. Yeah, the Statter Chatterbox. Yeah, that could work. But, I feel like Statterbox is kind of... I like how Statterbox is more compact. The Statter Chatterbox, though, I mean, that is the logical... Yeah, we should debate that. Let's talk about that. Which one is better? I like them both. Oh, okay. So Shock is explaining herself, and boy, I still... Okay. Mad Statter. It's a way pilots can remember things like axial side, I forgot. Roll, pitch, yaw. Excellent. That explains everything. I'm totally on your page now. 100%. I know what you're talking about. I do, really. See, Michael Anthony Smith, do you note the confidence in which I'm lying right now to Shock outright? Yeah, I totally know what you're talking about. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Michael Anthony Smith, you do hear Lono. Lono, oh, thank you so much for reminding me. Lono has generously donated the use of his music to my channel. And so right now in the background, I basically went through and pulled all the instrumentals that I could off of his albums that I have. And so, I don't know, it's like about 23 songs. So it should probably last about an hour and a half, hopefully. And yeah, so we'll be going through that playlist. Just nice background music. Oddly enough, I made the playlist for the show. It's turned into one of my favorite playlists just to have on all the time. So for sure, lonomusic.com is where you want to go to purchase Lono's music or to check out his lyrics and chords section. And then obviously, if you want to check out some live performances by Lono, he's got his own YouTube channel. If you YouTube search Lono Music, or if you go to YouTube /Calpe'e, I'm not quite sure how the whole URL is done on YouTube. I don't remember it off the top of my head. But anyway, lonomusic.com, and then just YouTube search Lono Music and you'll find his channel and many, many wonderful tunes to be found. Yeah, so, okay, so, oh yeah, all right. We have a couple different things to talk about here. So, Shock, you can identify this piece, possibly the volume on this track is a bit higher. Hey, Shock, you know what? That's actually a good point. I have a setting in my thing where I play music from. I don't know, the music app, I guess maybe is what it is. That does actually allow for stabilization of that, and I bet you I did not click that box. So, I'm gonna maybe make a note for next time when we play this little thing. Check the box for volume stabilize. And hopefully by the end of this show, when I look at that note, I will know what I was talking about. Speaking of which, by the end of this show, how about we do the beginning of this show? It's 15 minutes into the stream. I'd like to welcome you all to Chatter with Statter here on YouTube every Thursday and Sunday. I'd love it if you could click subscribe and click that like button. Although if you want to click the unlike button, I have no problem with that as well, because Antilytics in the algorithm section only recognize engagement, and engagement is engagement, positive or negative. So I am good to go however you feel like flying those thumbs. But subscribing though would be super awesome, because once I hit 100 subscribers, I get to customize my URL. And for some reason, that is just the most fantastic goal for me. It seems almost reachable. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I really would be appreciative. And if you have subscribed yet, I am really appreciative of your subscription. And okay, so Mitchie Mama, sorry you're late. That's okay. You're catching up with friends in Kamahuela. Fantastic. Highways are jammed with people trying to evacuate. Yeah, right before the stream, I saw that K-Man, Jerry McGregor on Facebook, seemed to be posting. I don't think has to evacuate yet, but he was sounding the alarm that the people who did have to evacuate were closer than he preferred. So I am hoping that Kamahuela Man and his steers, Red, Issei, Bule, Rudy, I hope that they are all super safe. Yeah, it's just so, it's so frightening. Deb, what's happening is there's a huge fire on the Big Island, somewhat near where K-Man lives. It's in the Kamahuela area, but the Big Island is big, so the Kamahuela area is big. I don't think he has to evacuate yet, but unfortunately, as we all know, from just all of the islands, but Big Island as well, there's only so many roads to evacuate. And so once everybody's on the road, there's only so much evacuating happening. Yeah, so yeah, I really am hoping that K-Man is doing well. I think we all are. So, all right. So yeah, shock. So on back to the ASNRP roll something with Happy Shaney and Shockalock. Yeah, I could tell that you couldn't remember what the N was, and yeah, I know that you're dropping hints like you'll never forget ASNRPY. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. ASNRPY. How can you remember that? Pilots, you're so funny. Oh, pilots, you're so silly. Michael Anthony Smith, yeah, Statterbox. I think that it is a nice, clean, concise term that implies chatterbox, as it were, but it sticks with, the Statter theme. E-music, a big draw for me is that we're all along for the ride. Yeah, I am definitely, bus driver, hop on in. Let's see where we go with this. And definitely, I take suggestions from the back. Are we taking a left here? Are we taking a right? Should we keep going? Yeah. Statterbox kind of sounds like a rock band name, has a nice ring to it. Actually, to tell you the truth, I think there was a band called Hammerbox back in the 90s. And I even want to say they came from Seattle or Olympia. And whenever I say Chatterbox or now Statterbox, I always think of that band. And in fact, actually, I think the band Hammerbox had a chick lead singer too, so all the more appropriate. Yeah, the Statterverse and the Statters. Yeah, we could do a lot of things with the Statterverse. I like that. And then Poppy Shaney said something about the Stattersphere. I love that too. See, you guys are way better at this than I am, which is really unfortunate because I'm the one who's supposed to do the words and stuff. Oh, Poppy Shaney, the letter N stands for that word that no one's ever heard of when it comes to traveling. It stands for navigate. Oh, that's so typical. I wouldn't have remembered the most obvious thing either. Yeah, I can remember yaw and axial, but navigate? Nope, not in my wheelhouse. Okay, so E-music, the fire is in Waikoloa, I guess is how maybe we say that. And yeah, that was exactly the message that K-Man posted on Facebook. I presumed it was a sign that it was en route to where he really wasn't comfortable. So, now you're okay. Now, Michael Anthony Smith, if If the N standed for nap, I would totally remember. If the N stood for nap, I would totally remember. But like I said, words are kind of hard. In fact, not only are words hard. Okay, so yesterday I decided to go pick a bunch of blackberries down the street from my house, and sometimes the blackberries that are in our area, some years they are very tasty, other years they're just insipid, watery nothingness. And so before I decided to like make a pie that tasted disgusting, I thought I would use the berries that I picked yesterday and just make some syrup. That way, if it was really watery, I could at least boil it down to something that was palatable. Well, as it turns out, the berries are actually really good this year, so super awesome. Anyway, ended up with a bunch of blackberry syrup that really I don't know what to do with. So I thought to myself, oh, I'll get some ice cream and I'll pour the syrup over the ice cream. And so then I thought to myself, yeah, you know, it's a streaming day today. And sure, Andy used to have ice cream Wednesday, but me, I'm going to have an ice cream Sunday. And then I realized, yeah, ice cream Sundays have been done before. It didn't even, anyway, I cracked myself up. Yeah, there you go. I'm an easy target for my jokes. I know my audience. I know what makes me laugh. So, okay, have we got to the point where one good idea is not enough? Well, no, not at all, because we have to, the status. Okay, first off, Shock, now you have to think big. You have to put your dreams out into the stratosphere, right? See what I did there? Because we've got merch. Yeah, we're going to make t-shirts and stickers. I don't know, but you know, stratosphere. I chatter with Statter, a little sticker that you can get. I'm kidding. Oh, good. Oh my God, Michi Mama, right? Ice cream sundae. You're cracking me up. I cracked myself up with that too. It's the stupidest. I mean, it didn't even occur to me until I put the words together. It was like, oh wait, that's been done. And then I realized I'm putting syrup on top of my ice cream. It's totally an ice cream sundae. I mean, it's coming at you from every direction. It's ice cream sundae today. Statter cling. Oh no, I don't like that one, Andre. Actually, I do. It's kind of funny. It makes me laugh. Yeah, Andre, that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to have I'm going to do a blackberry cocktail sundae, as it were. I'm going to, I got some chocolate ice cream because I figured blackberry on chocolate might be good. I didn't want to get vanilla ice cream because at 7-Eleven you have this choice. You can get a pint of Haagen-Dazs for like $5.50, or you can get like an ice cream thing of Breyers for $1 more. Well, I don't like Breyers vanilla ice cream at all. It tastes like hollow ice. I mean, it's just, I don't like it. So I could either spend $1 less and get, a Haagen-Dazs vanilla, which is good, but just a pint, or I could spend $1 more and get a bigger thing of chocolate. And I do like chocolate ice cream, even without syrup. So I figured I'd just do that. Yeah, well, I guess that's true, Andre. All you guys, you're Statter cling, right? Because all of the people who come hang out, yeah, you're Statter cling. There we go. Yeah, stickers. You could put a sticker on your folding metal clipboard. I love stickers. If I had more cameras that I could push buttons and show you things, I could show you well, I couldn't because it's covered right now, but I don't know if you hear that, but my file cabinet behind me is covered with all sorts of stickers. I love stickers. My old Subaru used to be covered with all sorts of roller derby stickers. Everybody always knew. Everybody always knew when I was working about because my car was just 100% recognizable because of all the stickers. Poppy Shaney, when it comes to ice cream, I always go with quality or quantity. Right. Well, and that was kind of the... Exactly. That was kind of the thing. And I figured, well, since I don't mind Breyers chocolate the way I hate their vanilla. So I figured I would get semi-okay quality for a much greater quantity. I figured the averages weighed out. It all comes out in the wash. Actually, it's not true. It doesn't all come out. It all comes out on my hips. The scatosphere, I don't like that, hun, and I think you might not. I'm gonna assume that you didn't mean to type that, Michael Anthony Smith, and you know, I mean, come on. Do I have to explain why we don't want to go with scat? Do I have to explain this? Well, you see, when you're out on the trail and you're trying to identify what animals might be there, you look at this stuff called scat. Yeah, the blackberry syrup is probably not coming out in the wash, and I have been very careful about not spilling it. But another thing that's not going to come out in the wash, and I was so pissed at myself when I did this. So, the bright yellow Festival Queen t-shirt that most of you know that I have, I wore it while I was dyeing my hair. And then before I went to the shower to wash the dye out of my hair, I took the shirt off, not even thinking. And so now I've got these bright magenta stains right on the neckline, and those are never going to come out. And the shirt has already been put through the ringer, so to speak, but it's just, that dumpster queen shirt is so dumpster right now. It couldn't be any more dumpster if it did. It doesn't have any holes in it, and I don't want it to have holes in it because I really love that shirt. But it really is living up to the WOA Festival Queen. Oh, it looks like it belongs in a dumpster. The scat of the grizzly bear is full of little bells. Yep, exactly. That's because the little bells don't scare the grizzly bear away. No, Andre, my old car was the Stataroot. No, my old car was my Subi. My little SUE/BEE, obviously also a Subaru. And my latest one is a Subaru too, but it hasn't earned a name yet. It's just my new Subaru. And it's not new. It's like a 2004. It's not new at all, but it's new to me. And it's not even new to me. I've had it for like 2 years, but it's still new to me. You need more guitar cases for stickers. That's funny, Michael Anthony Smith. Yeah, well, Shock, you're right. I need to put more stains on the shirt, and then I'll be just right. That's basically what it's boiled down to at this point, is I need to go take a lesson from Lady Tie-Dye and do a bunch of tie-dye projects in that shirt, so then by proxy, I mistake dye my shirt. Gosh, it just occurred to me, I wonder if you could use the hair dye that I used to do tie-dye. I'm going to have to see how well it holds. I just might have had a really bad idea that I might want to try using hair dye to tie-dye clothes, because hair dyes have way more colors than all the little tie-dye places. I might have to go on an expensive hobby spree. All right, Mitchie Mama, what you used an old men's ribbed undershirt whenever you dyed your hair. It had decades of stains. Well, funny you should say that. I have an old gray ribbed tank top that I usually wear for dyeing my hair, bleaching my hair, blah, blah, blah. And I couldn't find that shirt to save my life. Now, as it turns out, the shirt had fallen into a drawer that it wasn't supposed to be in. And I eventually did find the drawer or the thing, like just yesterday. But but no, ribbed t-shirt, decades of stains at this point. Yeah, those shirts are invaluable. They really are. I need a new shirt. Yeah, well, Michael Anthony Smith, you better believe I need a new shirt. I am not a clothes person, and for the most part, I wear very similar clothes. Like, I could wear a different outfit every single day to work, 5 days in a row, but unless you looked closely at what I'm wearing, you would swear I was wearing the exact same outfit. Because I buy all my shirts are black, similar, sleeveless, blah, blah, blah. So now that I'm doing this, starting to realize I kind of need to expand my wardrobe. I need a new shirt. You're right. Because I'm looking at all my thumbnails and it's like, those all look identical. Those all look the same. What the heck? And honestly, I don't think I've worn the same shirt once for any of my streams. I've actually tried to, I've been conscious of this. And I'm running to the end of the list, which is, I really know. But it doesn't matter because it looks like I've worn the same shirt every single time. So whatever. Andre, you have yet to wear your WOA shirt? Oh, well, I don't know what is going on with you, but it's a good shirt. It's a quality shirt. You really should wear your shirt. Okay, so let's see here. All right, we've got to go back here. Poppy Shaney and Chocolate are talking about homemade ice cream and how much they love it. I do too. I have a KitchenAid ice cream maker. Or a maker attachment for my KitchenAid, and it's been years since I've used it. But making ice cream is kind of a pain if you want to do it right. You know, with the custard, then you have to let it sit for a day before you can blah, blah, blah. It's just easier to go to 7-Eleven, I guess. Now, on the other hand, if you want to make homemade ice cream, I'm all for it. I don't like strawberry ice cream. Not a big fan of vanilla ice cream. I will have strawberry ice cream. I'll have vanilla ice cream because if it is homemade ice cream, it doesn't matter what flavor it is. It's superior, delicious, better. Even if it's barely melted and a little bit chunky because you didn't do it right, doesn't matter. It's delicious. Delicious. No, Andre. Okay, so I can see. Oh, naive, poor soul. You'll have a new statter project on how to get hair dye out of your washing machine and dryer. No, luckily, the insides of the washing machine and dryer are ceramic or enameled metal, so they don't really stain. And I know this because I have actually dyed clothing in my washing machine. So, no, washing machines really are fine. What the trick is, and what I need to do is get all the dye off of my pillows, because every single pillow I have, and I have 6 of them. And I used to think that my head is only on this one, and then this one's for support, and this one's for... No, apparently, according to the hair dye trail, my head is on all of them. The ones that I thought I don't know what I do. I don't know what I do in my sleep. In fact, the other night, I woke up, and I opened my eyes and I couldn't figure out what I was looking at. I couldn't figure out where I was. I thought I was still dreaming. It turns out I was perpendicular to how I should have been on my bed. And I was staring at the dresser, there was a dark abyss that was just the walkway, between the bed and the dresser. And then it was this dark thing, and it was the dresser and the dresser drawers. It took me a way longer than it should have I guess I was asleep, half asleep, to figure out, and it was part of my dream. But anyway, how I ended up perpendicular on the bed, I don't know what I do when I sleep. It's pretty clear at this point that sleeping might not be it at all. Okay, Andre, so it's not the same shirt. I got 25 black shirts, all the same style. Mine are very close to the same style, and that's exactly it. I don't know. It's too, when you've got to choose what to wear, it's just too much time. I'm not a fashion plate, obviously. Mitchie Mama, wear one of my curtains. I could, but unfortunately, most of my curtains right now are being used to try to block out all the extraneous light from my windows, because I know that you have no reason to believe me because there's reflections coming from every angle off my glasses, but I have done an incredible amount of work to try to reduce the amount of reflections coming off my glasses, and the bulk of it comes from just blocking the light. And I mean, once again, I barely have any light on. I've got one little ring light that's on the lowest possible setting. Because now that I'm using OBS, it seems to want more light instead of... Anyway, but I'm wondering if you guys have noticed I did something different today. I mean, I've got the audio going on in the background, but there's one other thing that's just a little bit different than usual. And if you look, you might notice it. If you don't look, you won't notice it. And it might look like a mistake. It's not. I did it for a reason. And I'm just curious if anyone's noticed it yet. Right, Shock, it sounds like, yeah, you are the same, you bunch of the same black jeans and then a bunch of nerd t-shirts. Yeah, basically the same thing as me. Oh, wait, Kenny, sad stain story. I got purple primer, the stuff plumbers use, on a t-shirt that you bought at your first U2 concert. Oh, that's too bad. When was your first U2 concert? Was that, seriously, dude, when was your first U2 concert? How can you still fit into, unless you saw them, I mean, U2's been around since like 82 or something. Like, when was the first time you saw U2? So, okay, Medsetter, we have a Cuisinart with the built-in freezer. And my husband makes it all the time, super easy. Heavy cream flavor, tiny bit of sugar, maybe some booze for the chocolate to soften it. The built-in freezer, I don't know. Wait, are you saying that? Oh, okay. I'm getting Cuisinart and KitchenAid confused. So you're saying that the Cuisinart ice cream maker freezes itself and has a built-in freezer. Got it. Yeah, the bowl is what you have to put in the freezer for the KitchenAid one. Oh, Mitchie Mama, though. You used to make a killer honeydew melon sherbet, but you're right, too much work. Yeah, but can't I be wrong next time I come visit you, or when I come visit you? Because or at least maybe get that recipe. That honeydew melon sherbet, that sounds delicious. I love honeydew melon. Do not like cantaloupe, but I love honeydew melon. Lots of people say that, like, they taste the same. No, they do not. Oh, Shock, you've woken up sideways as well? Okay, yeah, but that sucks for your husband. At least I sleep alone. In fact, actually, I kind of laughed as I was getting back to where I should be. I was like, sometimes it sucks to sleep alone, but some nights it's probably a good thing you do. Let's see here. All right, so, okay, so we've got so many things to say. Michael Anthony Smith wants Andre to wear his shirt. I second that nomination. Andre, you should wear your shirt. And, oh, Shock, I got rid of most of my reflections. Fantastic, yay. Your first U2 concert was the Octung Babies. Okay, then yeah, that was the late in their career. Well, not, anyway, yeah, no wonder you still fit. But no wonder you're bummed, because that's an old shirt. And, no wonder you're bummed. And Terry Gilmore, am I wearing pants today? That is funny because I have streamed once pantsless, and it was the stupid stream where I left my notes across the room. So you might have noticed, well, if she knows where her notes are and she's got nothing to say, why doesn't she get up and go across the room to where her notes are to pick up her notes? There was a reason why I didn't get up to go across the room to pick up my notes. From that point on, I have streamed with pants on every single time. And yes, I do have pants on today, actually. And even if I didn't, it was okay because this is technically a dress, not just a shirt. So even if I didn't have pants on, I would still be good to go. But it is a short skirt, so I'm wearing stretch pants. So, but yeah, there was a time, there was one stream where if you had asked me if I was wearing pants, I would have had to have said no. Yeah, Shock, that's why I don't have a lot of kitchen appliances, because I have a 500 square foot house. My kitchen is super tiny, and the less appliances, the better. I really, really, really want a rice cooker, but I'm not getting one because it takes up space. So and I spent like about a year trying to figure out how to make really good rice on the stove, in a pot on the stove, and I'm pretty proud of my successes on that. So I do like making my rice stovetop. And I have to say, after I perfected my rice making, I have turned into a little bit of a rice snob, and I used to deal with mushy rice, right, blah, blah, blah. I won't, my boss refuses to cook rice for me anymore because her rice is unacceptable as far as I'm concerned. And she's just like, all right, if I can't even make rice, it's like, nope, your rice is not acceptable. Carry on with your life. I will go sans rice with this meal. All right. Yes. Michael Anthony Smith, the mic is in the lower middle. Actually, that could be too a difference as well, but that wasn't the conscious one. Kenny, on the other hand, is exactly right. Did I turn my surfboard print upside down? I did turn it upside down. And the reason why I turned it upside down was I'm thinking, as someone who knows nothing about anything, I'm thinking that the background was sort of screwing with the whole lighting balance that I was having. Because one section of this print is a lot more blown out and bright and white, and then another section is a little bit darker. And it was the blown out section that was the most prominent on behind me, and it felt like it was messing with the lighting. And so today I was like, well, what if I do this? Because then it puts the dark side on the other side closer to behind me. And maybe it won't mess up things. So I don't know if I didn't make it clear at the beginning of this story, I don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm going to see if maybe, I don't know. So Mitchie Mama, you tried it with cannella, but it just wasn't the same. Yeah, well, by all means, since you've moved, I'm sure you can't find a recipe that you don't make anymore, but if you do happen to stumble across it one day, I would love to take a look-see. Michael Anthony Smith, you never saw U2. Are they no longer touring? Are they done? Are they all POW now? I was never a huge fan of U2, so I don't know. Are they no longer? I mean, because they're all still alive, right? You know, Adam Clayton, The Edge, Bono, the other guy, Adam Hewitt. I know, right? No, wait. They didn't have two Adams. What is it? Adam Clayton's their drummer. The Edge is their guitar player. Bono's their singer. Who's the other guy? Isn't his last name Hewitt? No, that's Bono's last name. Anyway, clue me in. For a band I don't know much about, I apparently know a little bit about them. Oh, okay, you have your own, you have your own rooms. Dude, Shock, honestly, it's probably, if I ever get hooked up with someone, I might have to have my own room as well. Andre, you don't know what the rice cooker does with its fuzzy logic. Yeah, I don't either. Oh, in eMusic, that is the key, okay, right? So, rice needs to be soaked before cooking it. Your Japanese lady is exactly 100% right. And so, my rice cooking journey basically started with big plans. I was like, I'm going to learn how to cook all the rices. I'm going to learn how to cook jasmine. I'm going to learn how to cook, sushi rice. I'm going to learn how to cook long grain. I'm going to learn how to cook blah, blah. It eventually was like, whoa, there's a lot of different rices. I'm going to hone this down. So I basically focused on two things, sort of the medium grain, sticky type rice, and then a longer grain, American style, fluffier version, if y'all know what I'm talking about. And so the Asian style rices almost always say you should soak before you cook, but the American style longer grain ones, they never say that. Well, one day I was like, screw that, let me try it. That is the key difference. That is, I don't care what kind of rice you are. I don't care if you're long grain, short grain, pearl kind, sticky kind, sweet kind, whatever kind. I don't care. You need to soak it before you cook it. That is one of the things that I learned when I went on my rice cooking journey. Rice cooking journey? What are you talking about? How on earth, how hard can it be to make rice? It can be hard, actually. People who make sushi rice spend years learning how to make rice. And yeah, making good rice is ridiculously hard. I still am not good at it. I'm just good enough at it. But soaking the rice, 100%, that you have to soak the rice. Okay, so yeah, Adam Clayton. I know who Adam Clayton is, Shock, because Adam Clayton is the cute drummer. I know who he is. But who is the bass player? I think is because Adam Clayton's not the bass player. Adam Clayton's the drummer, I thought. Yeah, I am a rice snob. That is true, Michael Anthony Smith. Hey, Christopher Graves, how's it? Right now we're talking about a bunch of things. We're talking about how to cook rice. Who are the members of U2, specifically the bass player? Super important topics that are life-changing, like that. Oh, and then whether or not you sleep. Sometimes you might wake up perpendicular to where you should have been sleeping. We're talking about that too. Okay, Michael Anthony Smith, you've been staring at it. Yeah, at the background poster, trying to figure out what it is. Because really, it looks quite similar, and it's just like, wait, there's something off. What is it? Wait, no. No, wait. No. Okay, that's weird. Wow, I don't know how pointing works. But yeah, those are the tops of the surfboards. They should be pointed up. So that's the crazy fun weirdness. Oh, wait. Oh, we're talking about escape rooms? I missed that. But Kenny Casey, of course Kenny Casey would know this. Why didn't I just ask him to begin with? Kenny Casey, Larry Mullen, he was the drummer, right? And then Adam Clayton is the bass player. Larry Mullen Jr., he's the drummer. See? And he was the cute one. You'd think I'd remember his name. Clearly not. And then, yeah, The Edge and then Bono. Yeah, The Edge and Bono, everybody knows them. It's the other two that everybody forgets. And even people like me who thought they knew who the cute one was, doesn't. All right, then. Yes, I see that Shock was 100% right. Adam Clayton, bass player. Larry Mullen Jr., the one that I referred to as Adam Clayton. No. Larry Mullen Jr. is the drummer. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't know what Poppy Chaney and Terry Gilmore are talking about in regards to an escape room. Terry Gilmore says, Poppy Chaney, fear of heights and small kind claustrophobia. Yeah, perfect for a pilot. First off, no, not perfect for a pilot, but is there a escape room that requires you to be in tall places? I don't think I would like to do that. Escape rooms, the idea of an escape room sort of fills me with anxiety, just like Poppy was saying. And it's not so much anxiety over whether or not I can escape, because I mean they'll let you out. The anxiety is like, there's not a lot of people that I would want to be locked in that. The idea of doing an escape room as like a workplace bonding exercise is a nightmare to me. That's what gives me the anxiety, really, is who am I doing the room with? Oh my gosh, Mitchie Mama, I would... All right, you are about to see me go off. I would have demanded my money back, and I would have gone off. Look, this little Howley knows how to make better sushi rice than you. Let me explain to your cooks how we do it. Come around, y'all. Okay, so Mitchie Mama, I bought Maki Sushi from Nishiya Market, and they have all people should know how to make sushi, right? Yes. I emphatically agree with you. I'm sure you can tell. I picked up one slice and it fell apart. I realized they were using the wrong kind of rice. I'll be the first to admit that I don't use proper sushi rice when I make my sushis. I use a medium grain. It's a sticky rice, but it's not properly labeled as sushi rice. But it is sticky enough that even when you put your vinegar seasoning, and even when you fan it and cool it off, because fanning it is a huge part of the thing to keep it fluffy, but anyway, it still sticks. I mean, the whole point of sushi means rice. The whole point of the dish is how the rice is prepared. What you put on top of the rice, that's just condiments, basically. Sushi is the rice. So for them just to be using the wrong kind of rice, I would absolutely demand my money back. This is ridiculous. I probably, depending on how hangry I was, I would have probably made a stink. Yeah. Okay, Michael Anthony Smith. Good questions. How long do you soak, before or after washing? Well, now, you see, it depends. Because, well, actually, it doesn't depend. I always soak it for 15 minutes. Now, is it before or after washing? Good question. The rice that you wash, it would be after the wash. But there are two types of rices that you do not wash. At least two types of rices. One of them is any rice product that is labeled enriched. That has already been washed, and it is actually covered with like vitamins and stuff. And that rice, they don't want you to wash it. So you don't. There's another type of rice, and I will not tell you what it's called because I cannot remember. But it's a specific brand, and it's a brand that I buy a lot. But they, on their label, tell you that you don't have to wash it because the way they mill their rice is a water milling process. So it's basically already been washed. So those two types of rices that I use personally, I just soak them without washing them. But if I don't buy when it comes to medium grain, like your typical, Calrose rice, you totally wash it, until the water runs as clear as you have patience for it, and then soak it for 15 minutes. And there's more to it. There's soaking it before for 15 minutes, then there's, bringing it to the boil, blah, blah, blah. But then there's a rest period afterwards. Like making good rice is not as simple as they would like you to think. So yeah. Poppy Shaney, you are scared of heights and a little claustrophobic? Wow. See, I am, that's so interesting. Also afraid of heights, also a little bit claustrophobic. The idea of being a pilot, though, I don't think I could. I think my fear of heights would overcome it, but I totally agree with you. Hot air balloon sounds like a nightmare to me. I mean, a nightmare come true. Oh, the only nightmare come true, even bigger, would be jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. I don't care if I have 14 different parachutes attached to me. And bungee jumping, while I can say it seems like a nightmare, I actually almost once considered doing it because I was up in Nanaimo, British Columbia, at this train trestle where you jump off the train trestle and then the train trestle's over a river, and then they go out and they land you on the little raft and they bring you back to shore. And I watched so many people do it. And the funny thing is, when you watch from the ground and you watch them jump down, it is the most terrifying visual you're ever going to see. But when you go up to the train trestle and watch them jump from the top, suddenly it doesn't seem so scary, which I admit, for someone who's afraid of heights, that's absolutely vice versa, all sorts of wrong, but that's how it was. And so I almost talked myself into doing it, but I didn't. Had we stayed there for like maybe 15 minutes longer, I would have, though, for sure. Yeah, right, exactly, Andre. You do your best to stay out of jail, so paying somebody to lock you up is just not, it's not my bag, for sure. Andre M., do you soak brown rice? That is such a good question, and I can only assume you do. That being said, I despise brown rice. I don't eat brown rice, and I don't like it. Which leads me to my next year's project, which is figuring out a way for me to cook brown rice that I can palate it. Because there has to be a way that everybody has to be preparing it wrong. I'm convincing myself. I have to be able to figure out a way that I'll like it. But I don't know. That's a really good question. Do you? I don't know. But I can only assume so. I mean, that's going to be the first thing I'm going to do when I try it, is soaking it before I try other ways. So I don't know. So if anyone who is a brown rice cooker master, let me know and let Andre know any tips and tricks for brown rice, because brown rice is something I will be tackling, because ultimately we all need more grains in our life, right? And I mean, as delicious as white rice is, oh my gosh, it's so good. Come on, let's get real. We can't live on white rice. I mean, we could, but we shouldn't. So, yeah, okay, soaking time probably does depend on the type of rice. Yeah, I would assume. I use the 15 minutes for the two types of rice that I cook on a regular basis, which is the medium grain, somewhat sticky, and then the longer, fluffier. Not long enough that it's basmati, and certainly not jasmine. I don't really like jasmine rice. I don't like how it smells. Or actually, it's not that I don't like how it smells, but to me, the only point of jasmine is how it smells. It's got like negative taste. It somehow sucks the taste away from other food. I'm just not a fan. Okay, right. Terry Gilmore, you're making me laugh. Mad Statter, rice cooking expert and manhole aficionado. No, wait, that doesn't sound right. I am telling you, I was laughing, thinking about that whole conversation that we had on Andy's show the other day about obsessions. And every time I said the phrase in my head, manhole, manhole cover, oh my, it really sounds like I am talking about something naughty when I'm not. I'm talking about something on the street, but it does have a sound to it, doesn't it? Oh God. Oh, Mitchie Mama, Poppy Shaney, when you see pictures of people standing on the edge of a cliff, the soles of your feet start to tingle, and you mean really tingle. I know those pictures that you're talking about. People near the edge of the cliff, or people taking selfies on top of really scary, tiny objects. I literally, pulse starts to race. I will start, hyperventilating. And when it's people like near the edge of the cliff, I know exactly what you're talking about with your feet tingling. Oh, okay. eMusic's got the hookup. Brown rice, you soak it for 30 minutes. Then you wash the rice before cooking. And eMusic, you are 100% correct. Add broth to cooking for the added taste. And I've never had brown rice cooked in, say, like chicken broth. So I'm hoping that will be helpful. Because I will tell you, quinoa is, when I cook it just in water, there's a grassy bitterness that sort of comes through. It's subtle, but it's there. But when I cook quinoa in chicken broth, that it overpowers, that grassy bitterness just disappears. And the quinoa is a lot more edible. So I hadn't even thought about the broth factor to the brown rice thing, but I'm going to try that. Yep. I have not. Okay, the black forbidden rice, I have not tried that. All right, hold on. There we go. Andre, I haven't tried the black rice. I have seen it. And when you say the black rice, you mean not the native wild rice, but the actual real, because wild rice isn't technically rice. You mean the black rice that's like rice, I'm assuming. And no, I've seen it, but I've never had it. And the red rice, no, I've never seen it. No, I don't think I've ever heard of it. And pretty sure I've never tried it. Yeah, okay, so Mitchie Mama, you used to make hapa rice, half brown, half white, when you were trying to eat healthy. And I think, and Terry Gilmore, try hapa rice. We'll see. Okay, so that actually is something that I would very much consider. But I thought that brown rice and white rice had such different cooking times that, like, you'd have to make them separately, or do you make them together? Mitchie Mama, Terry, explain to me how you do the hapa rice. Separate, and then combine at the end, or cook in one pot and then just have. Chocolat, you got the black rice one time at your local bistro. It was delicious, but the carb load, well, that's what rice is. Or is the black rice like even more carby than? I mean, how could it be more carby than white rice? White rice is just nothing. I mean, there's not even fiber on it. That's what makes brown rice so good, is the, well, or so bad, is the fiber. Yeah, and Michi Mama, that's another thing. I thought that not only does brown rice take longer to cook, I thought it took more water as well. So I don't know how you would cook them together. So let's see here. Well, Michael Anthony Smith, I hope to be you one day, because you say that brown rice isn't bad, and I want to agree with you. I do. I want to agree with you. So. Okay, so, all right, eMusic. I was reading about this weird thing that these Indian researchers figured out about rice. So to curb the carbs in the rice, put it in the fridge while soaking before cooking. Really? I thought they had a different method. But oddly enough, the way you prepare rice does affect the carb load in it. Not just the variety of rice, because you would think, it's just, I mean, you'd think, right? It's 1 grain of rice of that variety has X amount of carbs. No, actually, it matters how you prepare it. I cannot tell you the science behind it. No, I don't have a link to the article that I read a long time ago. Yes, I don't think I made this up, but no, I can't provide you a footnote for my thesis. Hey, Mariana, I'm so glad to see you. I was not expecting you at all today. With a week till your wedding, congratulations on that. I'm sure you're so excited. I just assumed you did not have time for us today, so I am so stoked that you were able to swing by. So stoked. Okay, so Terry, wait, what? Okay. So, Terry cooks the brown and the white rice together. That sounds a little rebellious. I mean, I'm open, but I don't know. Let's see here. So, wait, eMusic, you add chicken or beef broth to really help out brown rice, add V8 juice. Well, now that's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. I might have to try that. That might help bring some extra flavor to the table. Yes. All right, Andre, you like rice oil for cooking? I don't even know what that is. You can get oil from rice oil? What? Please explain, Andre. Please explain. Oh, okay. So okay. Gotcha. It was just a carb load because it was rice, not because it was black rice. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. But okay, so you did eat the black rice. Did it taste any different than the white rice? Okay, so eMusic also seconds that we can go ahead, cook the rice together. They're good at holding hands. Cooking with just a little bit more water for the brown rice. Okay. All right. Yeah, jasmine rice, Mariana, you're right. I've never had jasmine rice with, chicken broth or garlic. I've just had it plain. So I guess maybe I should reconsider my stance on jasmine rice. Brown rice pasta, Andre, I don't know if I've ever had that. Oh, hey, Music is Life. Good to see you. We're talking about extraordinarily important topics like how to cook brown rice and can you cook brown rice with white rice in the same pot? So Curtis, you made some Minnesota wild rice with wild mushroom stock and added said shrooms and bacon. Oh, that would have been good. That would have been very delicious. It's always good when you can, make a meal out of the things that you've harvested wild like or from your garden. Yeah, I guess it is. I guess it is late enough that you're finally starting to slow down there, Mariana. So I'm glad that you're choosing to maybe slow your roll and wind down your day with all of us here at the Statter Box, I guess is what we're thinking about calling ourselves now. So yeah, ricing with Statter. That's exactly it. So Curtis Nix, V8 brings a salad to your rice. Yeah, I guess. I have a friend actually who always keeps V8 on hand because she adds it to a lot of her soups, which is brilliant. I just never think of, just because I don't drink V8, it just never crosses my mind, or even tomato juice. It just doesn't cross my mind to buy it. But I think I should probably have some in my pantry. I mean, I should go get some, so I should put it in my pantry because it sounds like there's some things that can be done with V8 that's just maybe tasty, like with brown rice. I'm willing to try it. Oh, of course, Andre, rice bran oil. That's what we can do with all that rice fiber that I don't like. Yeah, exactly. I don't like the rice fiber. Terry Gilmore, they have purple rice? And it tasted different. I suppose even the different white rices taste different, so interesting. I've definitely never seen or heard of the purple rice. Oh, okay. So Shock says that the black rice did not taste the same, but it was also dang near risotto, so not a good comparison. Well, I can appreciate that because yeah, there's a lot of extra flavors in there. I do have to wonder though if the next day you had some surprises waiting for you after things. I had that happen once with some black quinoa. I'd forgotten that I ate it. I was like, what am I looking at? Then I remembered. I freaked out for a second though. I thought there was a bunch of bugs. Andre, they have black sticky rice. Oh wow, no, I had no idea. The Bay Area got lots of kind of rice. Well, I think isn't Calrose rice, isn't that like grown kind of in the Bay Area? Or did I make that up? Because I make things up a lot. V8 typically ends up in my Bloody Mary or your Michelada, just being honest. Yeah, that makes sense, but I don't like the idea of Bloody Marys. It just kind of freaks me out. So, like I said, I don't have it in there. But that totally makes sense. And honestly, if I was gonna have V8, it would probably go to an alcoholic beverage. Yeah, Curtis, I don't very often saute. So Curtis asked, do you ever saute the rice in butter or olive oil before cooking? You do that. He does that with basmati rice, and it gives it a firmer texture. Oh, interesting. It gives it a firmer texture. With basmati, a firmer texture, I would like that. And no, I've never done that. No, I've never done that to basmati rice. Yes, I have done it to other rices. I don't do it very often, but I was just thinking the other day how I needed to start doing that because you can really make a lot of yummy rice dishes, almost pilaf-esque when you pre-cook the rice and brown it up a bit and, add some flavorings and things. Yeah. Oh, purple rice is a kind of black rice. I guess that makes sense. Some black rice turns purple when you cook it. Also makes sense. Oh, wait. So, Michi Mama, you're saying that you can buy a bag of Hapa rice from the soup, like that's half brown and half. So, when you say Hapa rice, do you mean it's half brown, half white? Or is that something different? Oh, interesting. Okay, eMusic. You just made a pan of enchiladas. You use V8 in the enchilada sauce to heighten the flavor. You only cook with V8. You don't drink it. Gosh, I really need to get some V8 in my pantry because all of the good cooks that I have in my life do use V8 in their, it's a little secret squirrel. Like I said, it's a little secret ingredient in soups and things. So I might have to hop on this bandwagon. Okay, so one right after another. Andre, a lot of rice is grown outside of Sacramento. eMusic, Calrose rice is from Sacramento. All right, then. Yeah, Andre, I don't like tomato juice either, but tomatoes other ways are pretty good, yeah. Yeah, as far as I know, Andre and Mariana, parboiled rice is already partially cooked. And then I guess dehydrated again for packaging, or for processing. And then you just have to heat it again and it sucks up the rest of the water. I don't really know because I don't instant rice, parboiled. These are rices that I don't deal with. I make my rice from scratch, which I add water to my rice. Yay. Yeah. Yeah, eMusic, when you make Spanish rice, you need to saute it first. Right, totally, because you've got to put it with the oils and the everythings, and you've got to get the sofrito and the this and the that, and yeah. I sound like I know what I'm talking about, don't I? No, I do not. But I agree. I know enough to know that you need to do that before Spanish rice. Mariana, who else can admit they really like the San Francisco treat, Rice-A-Roni? It's Rice-A-Roni that taught me that you could saute your rice before you cooked it. So yeah, Rice-A-Roni is very good. Very, very good. Yeah, Maggi seasoning is another great cooking secret of sorts. Absolutely. Yeah, I use Maggi on a lot of stuff. I don't know if I've ever had sweet puffed rice before. I'm assuming you mean it's sweet rice that's puffed, not puffed rice that's been sweetened, because that's different but the same. Oh, Mariana, I'm so glad that you get a giggle every once in a while when you watch me. That makes me very happy because we're here chattering with Statter. We're not talking about important things. Chatter is never about important things. Just remember that. It's all about the good times. You like rice. Rice is good times, right? All right, Deb, you're going to go pick out your supper, which is Chinese. Yum, but you're getting the home cooked rice. It's almost done. See, you make your rice from scratch too. You've never seen Rice-A-Roni served in San Francisco, Andre? Well, I'm sure there's got to be some cheap diner somewhere that makes Rice-A-Roni and calls it their homemade pilaf or something like that. But no, I don't really think that it would be served in many of the finer San Francisco dining establishments. Even some of the half finer dining establishments like the Stinking Rose, not going to do a Rice-A-Roni, even if they added garlic to it. Yeah, Rice-A-Roni, seriously, Curtis, it's so easy to make, and like you could add, a can of tuna or whatever, and suddenly you've got meat with it, and it's like a meal. It's awesome. I mean, I haven't made it in years, but when you're poor and in school, yep. Oh, wow, Andre, you were really not kidding. So you actually don't see Rice-A-Roni much in the store in the Bay Area at all. Well, I find that really hard to believe. I mean, I'm not calling you a liar, but really? They don't even at like the mainstream grocery stores like Safeway have Rice-A-Roni in their aisle? That's funny. I know, right, Curtis? Now I want some Rice-A-Roni too. Yeah, my mom had this one, it was the chicken kind with the orzo pasta. Oh God, so good. Oh. Okay, so Shock, you remember what happened after the Stinking Rose. Of the 5 of us sharing a hotel room, 4 had to vacate the premises by 4 a.m. because someone ate the whole head of garlic. I'm going to assume that someone was the 5th person that did not evacuate the room. Oops. Yeah, so Curtis, you know what's up. Yeah, rice-a-roni is definitely a Midwestern staple. I still, I think that if you looked hard enough, you could find rice-a-roni in the Bay Area. Oh, so wait, the person who caused the evacuation of the room also had to leave the room? Wow, that's saying something. I've actually had that happen to myself once. It's horrifying and embarrassing to say it, but I had to leave. I made it so I had to leave my own room once. Yeah, it was awful. Somewhat embarrassing, actually. It's like, God, what did I eat? Yeah, I know, Michael Anthony Smith. This is nothing but important things. Like what happens after you eat an entire head of garlic. You eventually will create a situation where all of the oxygen has been extinguished from a hotel room and everyone has to evacuate so they can breathe. Except for some one guy who apparently didn't care that he wasn't breathing. He was sleeping because he was tired. Yeah, Poppy Shaney, he's got his party planned for after work. Let's see. Now I want rice-a-roni, different types of rice, ice cream, and a Bloody Mary. Yep, there you go. Yep, that's right. 5-minute long fart joke. I'm gonna just completely stretch this one out. Silent and deadly. Yeah, so it sounds like Poppy Shaney is going to have some ice cream. I'm gonna have some ice cream. What are you guys going to? 'Cause it's still dinner dessert time-ish. Like, do you guys have any big Sunday plans for your Sunday dinner? Are you gonna have a Sunday roast? Are you gonna what are you guys doing for dins? It's Sunday feast time. The guilty person now wants to know why you're laughing. Oh, I see. I think I might know who the guilty person was who ate that head of garlic. And my best guess is the guilty person who ate that head of garlic would probably do it again. Happily, gleefully, laughing and pointing at you while they're eating it, knowing full well what's going to happen later on. I just have a gut instinct that tells me that that person might do that. You once cleared a 60 by 70 foot studio with a 20 foot ceiling. At least you felt better. Oh my goodness, Curtis. Yeah, I bet you did. Woo-wee. You know, that reminds me. I have a friend whose dad once had to go to the hospital because he thought he was having a heart attack. And as it turns out, and I really wish this was a funny joke. I guess, anyway, I'm totally serious when I say this. He wasn't having a heart attack. He just needed to fart. And once he farted, he was fine. Yep. Oh, Curtis, everyone is just so impressed or frightened. We're not quite sure what to do with you. Yeah, dang, dude, says Chuck. So, it's getting to be almost 6, so I'm thinking perhaps we should wrap this up, talk about clearing a room. On that note, we might want to clear out the Statter box. So I want to thank everybody who stopped by for a couple minutes, for all of the minutes, for the whole thing, for a part of the thing. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Statter box this Sunday. I will be back on YouTube for our visits next Thursday, 4 p.m. West Coast time, 4:30 p.m. West Coast time, 1:30 p.m. Hawaii time, 7:30 over on the East Coast. And I really would like to thank all of you for being my guinea pigs with this background music that Lono has provided for us. Thank you so much, Lono Music, for providing this, for all of your music, especially the soundtrack we've got today. I will be fine-tuning the volume levels and everything up in the upcoming shows, but we will, as we all know, be enjoying plenty of Lono music here on this channel. And yeah, I am so stoked that I have your music to have at my disposal. And thank you so much, Music is Life, for showing face today. I love it when you show up. I love it when Andy shows up. I love how we can all have our little hangout here in the afternoons every once in a while. And let's see here. We've got a couple more top things that we're wrapping up here. It is a Hawaiian goodbye after all. Terry Gilmore, fearlessly flatulent bunch here. That is exactly it. We're not going to make merch that says that, but that'll be our own little secret. Yes, exactly. A black hole in the Stativerse. You got it, Andre. That is exactly it. I think, Shock, when it comes to fart jokes, I think we're all about 11 years old. I mean, who doesn't appreciate, you know, if there's a book about it. I mean, not about farting, but everybody poops, you know. I mean, it's who we are, right? Yeah. So let's see here. Yes, that is right, Kenny Casey. Statter Chatter is not about the deep end of the pool. That is 100% true. We talk about everything that doesn't matter is what matters to us. So just remember that. And if you have something that doesn't matter to you that you want to talk about, pipe up. We might run away with it. Yeah. So, okay, Curtis. Okay, so you want me, yeah, see, Curtis, this is what I'm thinking from when I'm going by the visuals. The music could be a little bit louder. My vocals could be a little bit slower. No, not slower. Well, that too, but lower. Yeah. Once I get the earplugs, the earphones, the earbuds, whatever they're called, I will be able to totally fine tune that. That's why I'm really thankful that you guys were so patient with me today. When I rewatch this on the restream, I will probably be horrified at the levels. But I did as good as I could with as little as I know. And I mean, I know I was just so proud of myself when I finally figured out how to get the music on. I decided to just take the leap, even though I knew I shouldn't. But thanks so much for catching me in this leap. Okay, so Andre thinks a Statter Rice Snob t-shirt could work. I don't know how many people would buy that, but I would wear that without a doubt. And let's see here. Michael Anthony Smith, yeah, it's getting late and your body seems to want to try to heal itself, so you definitely should go to sleep. If bed is calling you, go night now. So right, Chocolate, your boss at Verizon had a copy of Everybody Poops on his desk, so we were having a really bad day. I'm telling you, man, everybody enjoys a good fart joke, a good poop joke. It's just we're all 11. When I get the earbud, I can share buds with chat. I can do a lot of things once I get the earbuds, and they're on the way. So super stoked on that. Things are slowly coming together, and yeah, there we have it. All right, so yeah, so I think that we are gonna wrap it up real soon, or in just a few minutes. You guys will definitely be the first to know when I get my little earbuds. And like I said, I'm going to attempt to learn how to show pictures. And once I know how to show pictures, we're going to be taking off like a rocket, baby. That's right. But until we take off, we got to clear out. So a hui ho, my friends, and I will see you most likely on the Daily Pigeon, which, as we all know, is every day at 6 a.m. Hawaii time on Twitch with Andy Bumatai. And if I don't see you there, I'll see you next Thursday. Thanks so much for swinging by.